What is up, everybody? Crystal Dice DGen here. Welcome back to my channel. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully I will be doing well very, very soon. We are going to be doing a trip report to Atlantic City, vlog style, baby. All right, we're staying at Harris. Going to be getting in the car now. Going to be driving down there. Going to go pick up girlfriend DGen, and we're going to head down to Atlantic City to meet up with Jeff, Mid-Atlantic Craps, a bunch of the crew. So stay tuned for a good video. Let's hope. Hopefully an even better trip. Hopefully a successful trip, and let's roll some footage. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little intro montage vloggy type thing. I'm going to be doing some more of that, so let me know if you guys like it down below. But let's talk about the trip to Atlantic City with the Mac crew. First of all, I want to say a huge shout out to Jeff at Mid-Atlantic Craps and everybody who was there. So that top picture there was from dinner Friday night. A special shout out goes to Joe and his wife Arlene. They are two truly amazing people. Their hospitality and their generosity is fantastic, and they literally met us in December when we were at the last meetup. They got us into dinner at the Tropicana, so we had a really nice dinner with the entire crew, and then they also opened up their suite that they were staying in for us to, kind of hang out in when we weren't playing. Just to talk strategies, to talk, some pointers on throwing dice and stuff. It was really a great area that we kind of just went to and kind of unwound after some, rough sessions that we had. I'll get into the sessions in a little bit, but this was from dinner, right? So you got Jeff on the left, Clay, Ted, girlfriend DGen, me, Lou is behind girlfriend DGen, then Joe and his wife, Arlene, and then Adam is behind him. There's a couple other people there who weren't going to be in the pictures, but they're taking the picture. So shout out to them. Don't want to name them because I know they don't really want to be named or on the camera. So I will respect that. But we had a great dinner, great time overall with the entire crew. The picture below that is basically what we played on for the most part. Right, we were all staying at Harris, playing. Mainly at Harris. We played at Caesars as well because we were at Harris for the 5X multiplier. Excuse me. So we were playing at Caesars properties pretty much all weekend. Yes, I know there's a lot of different casinos in Atlantic City. Adam and I went to go check out the Borgata at one point, but for the most part, Caesars properties because of the 5X tier bonus. So there's just a nice picture of an empty table from girlfriend DGen. Most of these pictures are from her because she's the real MVP for taking pictures behind the scenes. So you can see a couple pictures of the crew, right? So up at the top, up there, that's us playing at Harris. So you can see myself talking to Jeff there in the middle of the picture. A couple members of the crew are around. And, we're just talking, shooting some dice, having a good time. The picture down at the bottom there is at Caesars. And then the picture directly below me again at Harris, just from the opposite side. So for the trip, right? Overall, most of the crew I think was down. I think a handful of people were up. I personally was down a little bit. So it wasn't a successful monetary trip for DGen, but it was a good trip overall. And whenever you get to meet up with people in the craps community, it's truly amazing. Just, talking with them and having a grand old time. So again, want to thank everybody who was there. And if you guys are ever coming to these meetups and stuff, please feel free to come up and talk to us and, just engage and let's, have a good time. That's what we're there to do, right? There's a couple people who were nervous to come up to us almost. But, we're welcoming. I promise we don't bite. So for the trip overall, like I said, I was down. The reason behind that was the rolls were tough. All right, the tables were tough. I'm not saying just because the rolls weren't long rolls, right? The crew as a whole, we struggled to shoot quite a bit. Some of us had some good rolls. There were some, PSOs obviously in there. They happen, but just the table as a whole, it was just whatever I did didn't seem to work, right? So before anyone tells me, well, it's because you were light side the whole time, I wasn't. All right, I went dark. I was hybrid at points. I was light side at times, and it was a tough table no matter what you were playing, right? There was a guy next to me at the one point playing dark side the entire time, and you would think he's playing dark, I'm playing light. One of us is going to be up. We were both down. That's how it is. Even the dark side, like people were picking off points. There was quite a few back-to-back numbers if you had like a DC traveling and stuff. So it was definitely tough. The hybrids, there were some quick snipes of points where people were getting sniped off their odds. So that's what I'm saying. With it was a tough kind of table to read, kind of figure out what was going on, and it seemed to be the theme of the weekend as a whole. There were some longer rolls in there that you could capitalize on. There was a lot of short rolls though. And even on those short rolls, I sometimes they just pick you right off. I know I had one roll where I had a DP, I got a DC set, and I got picked off the DP, got picked off the DC, and then the seven came. It was literally five rolls, and I just got picked off everything. And you guys know me, I only get beat by the shooter twice, so I didn't go back out there. Is what it is. But the tables, like I said, they were hard to read most of the time. The other thing is, like from the crew, right? You guys have seen a lot of us shoot on camera. You've heard us talk about things. Um, any one of us could pop off a good roll at any time. Any of the randoms could pop off a good roll. One of the longest rolls, not the longest, but one of the longest rolls of the weekend was a random shooter who wasn't part of the crew, but he was at the table. And I unfortunately wasn't there for it, but um, it just is what it is on some of the rolls. The thing is that we weren't putting rolls together, right? So we'd have a couple of quick short rolls, quick sevens, and then somebody would go on like a mid-teen roll. And you think, all right, maybe we're turning it around, and then the next couple rolls would be short again. And if you're playing light side, obviously it's tough when you have those short rolls because then you're down in a hole, and those longer rolls will bring you back, but then you're going to go right back down with those short rolls. So it is what it is. None of us could really string rolls together. Um, the prop bets weren't hitting for us at Caesars. The one night, I think all of us were struggling to. We were not really trying to hit the ATS, but it's nice to hit. And I think four of us were one number away on one of the sides on just about every roll. I know I rolled there twice. I had my first roll was relatively short. It was a double digit roll, but it was full of horns. But I was one number away from the ATS or from the tall. Couldn't hit it. And then my next roll around, I was a 2 and a 9 away from the ATS, 2 away from the small, 9 away from the tall, and I couldn't hit it. Meanwhile, earlier that day, I had I want to say a 12 or 13 roller where I had 6 9s. Just the way it is sometimes, right? I couldn't seem to hit a 9 on a mid-teen roll, whereas in a shorter roll, I'm hitting 6 of them. So sometimes it's just the way the dice work and the dice cooperate. But overall, guys, we had a really, really good time. Even though I was down for the trip, made some great memories, had some great conversations with some really great people. So overall, really, really happy with how the trip went. Being with everybody was great. Um, the dealers were okay. I'll be honest. I got into it a couple times with some of them for certain things, just because we're the only ones on the table tipping the dealers for the most part, and when the tips stop coming in because we're having short rolls, they tend to get a little snarky with us, but it is what it is. Not going to fault them for it. We weren't tipping great when we weren't having great rolls. Still tip at the end of the roll, obviously. So, it is what it is. But overall, great, great trip. So let's talk about some stories, some funny, funny stories from the weekend. The first one was actually on a coffee run that we made. So the coffee run, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., trip down to the table. And there was a guy who comes into the table. It's like 7:30 in the morning. Buys in $1,500. Me, Adam, next to me, and this guy's sitting there, and he gets his tap on the shoulder. Right? We all know the tap on the shoulder from the significant other. Well, this guy, he's telling his wife, go do whatever you want. Like, leave me alone. I'm just got here. I want to play. I want to play whatever. And so Adam and I are just, kind of BSing with the guy a little bit. And he goes, 48 freaking years. So they've been married for obviously 48 years. And the line after it, I don't condone it at all, but it was hilarious. He said, and I quote, I could have served 2 terms in prison if I would have just knocked her on day one. It was funny at the time. Obviously, I don't condone any of that, but it was funny. If you have a significant other, there can be some headbutting and stuff, but it was pretty funny. Next one is girlfriend DJ driving Clay's scooter around because Clay was shooting the dice and the pit boss came to ask if we could move the scooter out of the way. Clay couldn't because he was shooting. So watching girlfriend DJ try to maneuver the scooter around and turn the thing on was hilarious. I couldn't even focus on my bets. I was too busy watching the scooter being driven. I was afraid somebody was going to get hit. And I was going to have to call the insurance company and be like, girlfriend DJ got into an accident. Anyway, final story, and we'll cut it there. Cheetah print. Woo! Feisty. She's like, Jeff's face says it all in that picture there. So this lady was at stick left 1. The rest of the crew was all around the left side of the table. Ted was at stick left 2. I was at stick left 3. And we were kind of encroaching in on this spot because the lady had a chip waiting there and they were reserving the spot. She went to dinner. They said they would hold the spot for about 20 minutes. After a while, it was clear she wasn't coming back for a while. So we all kind of just started shifting down. So you can see me in the gray hoodie there. Ted is next to me. Obviously, the stick is next to Ted. And so we just started moving down because the lady clearly wasn't coming back. We wanted to shoot from where we wanted to shoot from. Hour and a half later, she comes back and she starts throwing a fit because they didn't hold their spot. Meanwhile, the box told her they'd hold it for only about 20 minutes. She was throwing a fit. She was trying to wiggle in between us. She was asking Clay to move. She asked Jeff to move. She was asking all these people to move out of the way and that she deserves that spot because she was there. And then to make matters worse, somebody's spot was being reserved on stick right 1. She was not having it. She threw a little fit. She looked like a cat in the jungle, a cat in the water. Kind of what she sounded like. Anyway, funny story there. But guys, overall, great trip to Atlantic City. Obviously, didn't win, but that's not always the most important thing, right? Yes, I like to make money, but the friendships that we have, the camaraderie that the entire crew has, and just this community overall, I want to thank every single one of you for allowing me to be a part of it and for continuing to support me in this community. So I truly love every single one of you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed the little trip report. If you guys want to see more vlog type videos, let me know. I'm looking to do some more of those. So again, let me know if you want to see them. And guys, just remember, everybody has a little degen in them, and I will see you all very soon. Peace.